I grew up on a ranch in Nevada. Our family settled there on ranches in the mid-1800s. And our side of the family didn't get enough money or didn't get one of the bigger ranches. So I went away to law school so I'd make enough money to buy a ranch. I came back, I got involved in these land issues, and I've spent several ranches in this fight. I represented the farmers at Klamath. I don't know if you heard about when they shut the water off to those 1,200 farmers. I had just finished the Garbage Shovel Brigade fight, and I went over and helped them, and the attorneys were telling them it was going to take them 2 or 3 years to get into court. I told them if they did it my way, we'd win in 6 weeks. They agreed. About 5 weeks into it, I got a call from the Secretary of Agriculture's office saying, "Would you come and help us open the head gates?" So I went up and helped the Secretary of Agriculture and the Secretary of Interior open the head gates and let the water flow. We have the environmentalists and their friends and the agencies on this side. These are the user organizations over here. We have the counties and the states and the cities and the towns. And what happens is, here's the front line, and this is what, when I was a boy, we had this country to work in. I was cowboying in the late 1940s. I'm probably older than everybody in the room. Maybe not. Close. And we had almost freedom in the West in the late 40s. But then these folks started firing arrows at us. Wilderness. And these folks had come and blunt that attack. And then the front line would move, and they'd pick up some country. By the time that was going on, they'd fire another arrow at us. Wetlands or some other. What are some other issues that have been fired at us over the last 40 years?
Endangered species.
Endangered species.
Spotted owl.
Spotted owl. We just went through a terrible one down in Elko County, to closing hundreds and hundreds of miles of road, closing tens of thousands across the West, and that's the forest travel management plans.
Yes.
They're hitting it. The BLM is now getting ready to hit us with the BLM travel management plans, closing thousands more miles. I was just talking to people in the northwest part of the state at Perkins today, and the Grizzly Recovery Plan is closing hundreds of miles of road. Every time you turn around, there's something else. And they fire, and the front line moves, and more fires get started behind. In Nevada, we were having less than 5,000, 10,000 acres a year burned in the whole state before 1950. Now we're averaging 500,000 or 600,000. We had 600,000 acres this year. So they fire another arrow. You already talked about that one, endangered species. Spotted owl, the hot and cutthroat trout. The big one that's going to be hitting eastern Montana and central Montana is the sage grouse. It's hitting all 11 western states. In Elko County alone, they've eliminated 160,000 acres of oil and gas leases. A new power plant was getting ready to go in, and they were going to start building this spring. They eliminated that, the BLM did, without notice and without hearing. Our country is bureaucracy controlled. The front line continues to move, and the fires continue to increase. And at any time
do you ever remember or know of any of these groups ever making an attack on these guys? You ever know of a time when there was ever an attack back?
No.
Strictly defense, always defense. Until finally we've got this little sliver of ground that we almost have control over, and what do they want? They want control of it. And they want control of all the private land that's controlled by these folks. They're coming after us in every direction, in every possible way. Smokey Bear, for 60 years, has been blaming the fires on you. Only you can prevent forest fires, right?
Right.
Smokey Bear thinks about the spark and blames it on you. Most of the fires in the West are started by lightning. That's all he talks about. And they spend millions of dollars promoting Smokey Bear.
This is an emergency report regarding the blazing wildfires in Arizona and New Mexico.
This is Smoke Bear. I'm horrified by the wildfires that are burning millions of animals alive and destroying our forests and homes. These fires pump more pollution into the air than all U.S. industrial pollution combined. I warned the Forest Service and the BLM that citizens must again be allowed to cut trees and graze cattle and sheep to reduce the fuel these wildfires feed on. But the government has not listened. Grazing and logging are simple, proven solutions that work and provide real jobs. None of us want to see our land going up in smoke. None of us want to breathe in mercury, carbon monoxide, ozone, and other pollutants from these wildfires. Put out the fire by calling your senators today. Tell them to cut trees and put cattle and sheep back out to graze to reduce the fuel. I need your help to save our land, our homes, the chipmunks, deer, rabbits, elk, all of my animal friends. Go to smokebear.com to learn more and contribute to spread the word. Hello?
Smoke Bear, this is Soft and Fuzzy Cottontail. You know, you nicknamed me Scorched Bunny.
Oh, Scorched Bunny, is your family okay?
I don't know. I looked and looked, but can't find them. A young prospector drove me around to search. But there were so many fire roads closed, so we didn't get very far. Why did the Forest Service and BLM close so many roads?
That's what I'd like to know.
I can't stop thinking about the millions of animals who have been burned alive. Is it true that Nevada wildfires have increased by 20 times?
Yep, before 1980, an average of less than 25,000 acres burned in Nevada each year. Now over 600,000 acres go up in flames.
What can we do?
Call the Forest Service and tell them they were wrong to take cattle and sheep off the range. If the Forest Service would put livestock back out to eat the fuel, millions of deer, porcupines, sage grouse, chipmunks, and other animals would be saved.
I'll call them now and beg them to put sheep and cattle out to graze.
Thank you, Scorched Bunny.